Morning folks, hope everybody's well. It's a gorgeous day here. Look at the weather, absolutely stunning. So I had a day working in the garage yesterday fixing the Innov K2 which I had on my Honda Africa Twin, and I just transferred it to this. So I haven't checked the footage yet, but there it is, all installed. So what I'm going to do now is, the bike is coming up to nearly 500 miles and it's been booked in for its service today. So what we're going to do is take it down to the dealership, the Mansell Collection. It's due in at 8:30. It's now just coming up to 8 o'clock. Done 486 miles. So it's going in for its first service, and it's going to get rid of these tyres. We're going to replace the OEM tyres, as I mentioned in my previous videos. We're going to replace the Michelin Adventure OEM tyres with some Michelin Road 6s. So that's the game plan. So that's what we're going to do. And the weather is just stunning. It doesn't really get much better than this, does it? At all, really. Look at that. Absolutely stunning. So the bike's been going well, no issues with it at all, as one would expect. So just going in for its 500 mile service, and then yeah, it's nearly running. I think the running mileage is 625, and then you can bop or something like that. So without further ado, let's just dispatch this bloke. Thank you very much, sir. And let's go and get this BMW serviced. Took half an hour, and I think Tony might have something for me to ride, because I need a loan machine. So I wonder what he's got in store for me. That would be entertaining to see. Maybe it's a little scooter or something, who knows. Right, let's go. So I've had the bike now for, I think it's nearly 4 weeks actually. The problem is I live on this glorious island and I work on the mainland in the UK, so I've only done 491 miles, so it's not much in 4 weeks, is it folks? So yeah, I'm limited to when I can get to ride it. Going away next month with a friend of mine, and we're off to the French Alps, so that's going to be a really good little trip. So looking forward to that. BMW, absolutely love it. What I don't love though, certainly for over here, these Michelin Adventure tyres. So as I just said earlier on, these are coming off. I'll take them home, and then they're getting the Road 6s put on the recommendation of the dealership owner. So if they're good enough for him. But there's lots of tyre choices out there, folks. Make sure there's no pedal cyclists undertaking me, because they have priority now apparently, but everybody's forgotten about that. The hierarchy of road users. So yeah, so I'm not sure what my loan bike's going to be, but let's have a look when we get there. And here we are at the Mansell Collection. Oh, I hope somebody's in. Oh yeah. Service centre, parking only. Am I early? Or have they all gone home? No idea. Right, let's go and find out, shall we? So there's my bike going in for a service. And some new tyres. And what have they given me? Well, Tony has given me this black machine here. The R1800. So keys in the pocket. Put my specs on because I can't see otherwise. I have no idea about this thing. It's got a massive engine. So let's take it for a little spin, shall we? Thank you very much, chaps. Wow, it is low. I've never ridden anything like this before. Wowza. Right, so keys in the pocket. That is the on-off button here. Screen fires up. Let's make sure the mirrors are set. This is going to be most entertaining. I've never ridden anything like this. Wow. Right. Wowza. Rock and roll. So it's got 3 modes apparently: rock, rain and roll mode. And it is literally in rock mode there. Wow, look at that. Look at that. It's like being on my old work bike, that is. Right. And suffice to say, I can flat foot it quite easily. Quite easily. Right, this is going to take me a while to get used to. Yeehaw! Whoa. Wow. Wowza. So let's take this out for a little bit of a spin. Let me get used to it first, because my feet are forward, the handlebars are low. It's a totally different riding experience to what I've ever experienced before. But it's a gorgeous day, the sun's shining, so it'd be rude not to take it out for a bit of a run. This is the BMW R1800. Flippin' heck. Well folks, this is certainly an interesting machine. So right off the bat, it's something that I wouldn't consider buying, but it's quite a lot of fun actually once you get used to it. Feeling a little bit like an oil tanker as you approach the bends, but once you sort of get through that and get to know how to get it around the corner, it's a lot of fun. But it's not a kind of style of bike that I'd be interested in, but it's a very nice bike, so it would appeal to somebody, but it ain't going to appeal to me. So I've ridden it now for, let's say about an hour, shall we say. So I've got used to its peculiarities, and there are a number. First off, the riding position. It's a cruiser bike. Yeah, this is the first cruiser bike that I've ever ridden, and yeah, feet slightly forward, but it is extremely comfortable. And this massive engine on this R18, it's a huge machine. I think it's 1,802 cc's, and it pumps out 154 newton meters. I think that's 116 foot-pounds of torque in old money. Oops, just going around the corner here. Yeah, but the weather's great. So it's a massive machine. It's their biggest engine ever apparently. But yeah, it's certainly got lots of character. It vibrates a little bit, it certainly lets you know that it's there, but it's just got huge amounts of torque. I think the maximum torque is at 3,000 revs, you know, shoving along at that 158 newton meters. So it's very entertaining. And then when you, what I have found myself doing is when you come to a junction, you have to stop. In fact, there's a junction up ahead here. You end up sort of a bit like a gorilla monkey as you sort of waddle forward with the bike, making sure your legs don't hit the huge cylinder heads poking out on either side. So I'm going to come to a junction here now. It's a good day for cruising, as they say. Brakes are a little bit soft, I have to say. So I'm at the junction now, and for me, I've just got to I don't know if you can see that, I've just got to leave my feet sort of behind the foot pegs, otherwise I'm going to catch them, and then I just end up a little bit sort of like pedaling forward to get the thing going. But I have actually got used to the way it steers, and you've got to be a little bit committed. Don't go in half-hearted and just sort of gently nudge it in the direction that you want it to go. I've only got size 8 feet and I'm struggling to use the rear brake pedal. So if you folks are a bit bigger than me, then yeah, good luck. But the brakes are a little bit on the soft side, but it's a cruiser. It's not meant for going flat out. I think you need to be in California or something. But this isn't bad, is it? This is not bad at all. Not quite California, but the sun is shining, the water's glistening, and there's one of those corner things. Whoa, hee hee. But it's just got, this is what it's all about, that huge amount of torque, huge amount of torque. I've got no idea what other bikes this is put up against. Is it Harley Davidson? I've got absolutely no idea. It's a shaft drive, 16 litres of go-go juice. Not sure how long that would last, but I'll try and work it out and put it up here somewhere. So 16 litres, and 4 litres of that is your reserve tank, so however many miles that is. But suspension wise, I don't know if it's adjustable, but the ride, I mean, bear in mind the roads here are have been dug up and re-tarmacked. Yeah, the ride is pretty good. Yeah, the ride is pretty good. Mirrors, well, they could do with being a little bit bigger, but yeah, they vibrate a bit. But it's got a massive engine with 2 baked bean cans going up and down, or side to side. But I wasn't sure, well, it's not my cup of tea anyway, but it is quite fun, I have to say. You got 3 riding modes. You got rain, rock and roll, and it's in rock at the moment. And this thing has got heated grips. I'm not sure how much this costs. I'll find out from Tony and put it up here. Let's try one of those corner things just down here. Let's see how it handles that. But when I first jumped on it, the steering was really weird. It was like it was fighting you, and you've just got to punch through that and realise that's what it's done, and then adjust your mind accordingly, because obviously the front wheel is slightly further forward to what I'm used to, the angle of the dangle and all that. But oh, that torque, and you just got to be committed into the corners and don't be frightened of it, basically, and it'll be fine. And I can't see the need to rev the proverbial gonads out of the machine. It's not about that. But I do wish the brakes were a little bit better, shall we say. Oh, and pedal forward. Thank you, madam. So it does go around corners. But sounds great. Goes alright. You need somewhere where you have the sun. You've got lots of straight roads for you to cruise up and down on. Maybe the odd corner or two. Breathe in. Once you get used to it, you can have a bit of fun with it. Just overtake. So it has got plenty of go, and it is one of these machines for doing this. Woof, cruising up and down. No need to talk about the seat height, because yeah, I think most people can flat foot this. I think you could stand up and have about 8 inches of space beneath the bottom of your bum and the seat. So yeah, height wise it ain't a problem, and there's loads of accessories that you can adorn this machine with. This thing weighs 345 kilograms, which is about 100 kilograms more than my 1250 GS. I'm just trying to think of a way to describe the handling. You know, when you're a kid and you had a spinning top and you held out in front of your arms and you went to move your arms and they resisted, and that's the kind of feeling I had with this when I first jumped on it. That's about the best way that I can describe it, really. So we've got the lighthouse in front of us, and there's the ferry from the UK coming across. Look at it. And the thing is, when you're going slow, if you rev it, the thing just, it's like a spinning top that I was just mentioning. Yeah, it just shakes, and maybe that has some effect as you go into corners and stuff. Are they looking at me, or are they going to take some pictures of the lighthouse and stuff and the boat? Yeah. But I think that might have some effect on the handling. Is, yeah, the bike twists when you rev it because of those massive baked bean tins going up and down. But once you get used to that, it's all right. Vibes a little bit. There's always a little bit of gravel on this corner here, but for cruising, yeah, not a bad day. And just chuck it into the corners. Suspension's good, actually. Quite impressed with the suspension. They've done a good job of that, but it just pulls like a train. Oh, listen to that. One thing I have noticed is because the engine's so wide and where it is, if I can show you that without crashing the bike, yeah, the engine is so big, so wide, it's huge. Is that when I do come to yellow line, I do find my feet, I'm sticking my feet out and do basically not quite doing the splits, but yeah, do my gorilla impersonation at the line. Right, let's hang a left here. Right then, let's pull over into this car park and I'll show you the reversing party trick, if I can work out how to do it, because it does weigh 345 kilos and it is quite heavy, but it's all low down. Right, let's park in a position where I will need to reverse it. There we go, switch it off. And the stand goes quite a way forward actually, and then when you put the bike down you feel like it's going to fall over. In fact, we can have a bit of a walk around the bike, can't we? So there she is, the BMW 1800cc R18 first edition, looking rather splendid. I don't know if you can get a rear seat for this, and pull in foot pegs. Well, you must be able to. There's a foot peg here, I think that is, and one the other side, so maybe it just bolts onto here maybe. So yeah, splendid looking machine. If you like cleaning bikes on a Sunday, there will be no better bike than this bike to clean on a Sunday, without a shadow of a doubt. Yep, chrome everywhere. So back on the bike, look at the size of those cylinders, huge. And you notice that the right one on all the BMWs is closer to your right foot, just because of the pistons going up and down. Yeah, so it has got reverse gear. I've googled it, so let's fire the bike up. So that's the ignition button, it does its fancy stuff, and we are in, what mode are we in still? We are in rock mode, which is fine. So start the bike up. Just the torque from those two big bean cans going backwards and forwards. So down here then there is a lever, so apparently I need to just move that lever, and then R should come up on the instrument cluster, which it does. And then with my legs splayed very wide on this thing, just press the start button and backwards we go. There we go. Look. How cool is that? Quite scary actually. Right, so there we go. So front brake is on, down we go here, and just release this selector mechanism. So that's still in R, so I haven't quite got the knack of that. There we go. So R is now off the cluster thing here, and N is, we're back in business. N for neutral, so we're good to go. So I think without further ado, let's go back and see if my bike is ready. You can't not go through the tunnel on something like this, can you? So visors up for maximum sound effect. It does sound good. Most entertaining going round the roundabout. There we go. And have I got a clear run in front of me? Oh yes. So round two. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. It's an old bike, Royal Enfield. Traffic, don't you just love it? I've really enjoyed riding this, totally different to any bike that I've ridden before, so thanks guys for letting me take it out. So I'd say if you're looking at one of these, then go down to your dealer and take one out for a test drive. It's certainly, yeah, I've been quite impressed with it in a weird kind of way. So yeah, it's a peculiar bike to ride, but once you get used to it, yeah, it's fun, and I can see why people would buy them. But this one's not for me. So there we go folks, hope you enjoyed the video, and I've got to get my other bike, and then just remember that I'm on new tyres, so I've got to scrub these new tyres in. So right, so let's do that. It's too hot for all this. The bill has been paid, so trying to keep the invoice away from the wife. So new tyres, 500 mile service, filters, oil, yeah, so ready to go. So let's fire the old girl up. Man, this feels so different to that R18, so I can unleash the full potential of this bike now. But new tyres, I've got to take it, excuse me, itchy nose, I've got to take it just a little bit easy for 100 miles or less until I've scrubbed the tyres in. Oh. Why does this feel so much taller than the R18? Right. So everything feels a little bit different actually. The gearbox feels smoother. I don't know if that's just with the new oil, you know, feels a bit lighter, if that's the best way to describe it. No, we're going to have rush hour traffic now, aren't we? But yeah, absolutely no noise whatsoever. So I'm pleased to report that the tyres are very quiet. I do appreciate that the Michelin Adventures are there to do a specific job, but for me, yeah, that was a total no-no. Just didn't like the noise that they generated. But as I said previously, some of you might be happy with that, but I'm not for where I live, where I do most of my riding on this stuff. So yeah, these tyres, super quiet, very impressed with that, very happy bunny. Emergency call failure, make an appointment. So not sure what's happening there then. Emergency call failure. Okay, not seen that one before. Okay, alright. Right then, I'll just cancel that. So, I have to sort that one out. So just making a bit of a detour on my way home, just trying these tyres out, and there's definitely no noise. Best decision I made. The Michelin Road 6s, very nice, and some I've noticed straight away, whereas the Michelin Adventures, if you had a bit of a section of road which had some scarring for where it's been dug up and relaid, if the front and rear tyres went over the same line, just like here actually, you get a bit of a twitch, and certainly on the centre lines as well, every now and again you get that bit of a twitch. But these, I've ridden over the those bits in the road surface deliberately, and absolutely nothing, not a hint of anything. So more than happy with them. Yeah, I'm not only are they quieter, but they track more stable as well. So it's a bit of a win-win really. So thanks very much for the chaps down at Mansell for recommending the tyres, much appreciated. I'm going to put the visor down now. So I hope you like the video. It's quite a long one, isn't it really? But there we go. Put a cup of tea on, get some biscuits and watch the video. Nice views of the island. So thanks very much, and I'll see you again soon in the next video with a bit more content to come. Take care, and as ever, ride safely until the tyres are running. I love this bike, absolutely love it.